I do it interchangeably now.
It's okay. I'm glad you're enjoying that class. though.
Felipe says it's good to do. So.
All right, so whenever you're.
God, I'm sorry.
All right. Get this started, folks. Today is Thursday, February 19th, 4:33, 2025. I now call this meeting of the Madison College Student Senate General Assembly to order. Thank you very much. And at this time, I would like to say welcome to our General Assembly meeting of the Madison College Student Senate. This is a public meeting and will be recorded for transparency and direct conversation. We're going to cover a few basic items before beginning. If you lose connection at any point during the meeting, you can reconnect by clicking the link or calling the number in your original email. To the senators and other members online, please activate your video and keep it on for the duration of the meeting. If it is possible, use the raise hand feature if you would like to be recognized to speak, ask questions, or request a roll call vote as chair. As to call on committee members, in order in which hands are raised, lower your hands if you have the cue. And at this time, could I please get a roll call?
Yes. President Jose Villarreal.
I am here and present.
Thank you. Vice President Administration and Finance, Quinn Matson. I'm present. Vice President Legislative Affairs, Ash Rogers.
Here and present.
Thank you. Vice President Team Development, Corey Sertzel.
Present.
Thank you. Vice President Public Relations, Ari Nichols.
Present.
Thank you. Advisor Cole Caliocrado.
Present.
Thanks. Do I have Senator Sanjay Jagadish?
Here.
Thank you. Senator Annette Crowder.
Present.
Senator Ashley Larson. Senator Idman Dua.
Here.
Senator Ida Wilmo.
Present.
Thank you. Senator Sierra Brunner. Excused. I have Senator Keziah Owolabi.
Present.
Do I have Senator Ashley Juarez?
Present.
And do I have Senator Ali Mohammed?
Present.
Thank you. Okay, Reedsburg Senator Furkan Sindar is also excused. Goodman South Senator Bethany Bauer.
Present.
Thank you. And we've met quorum.
All right. Thank you, Vice President Matson. I will now read last week's minutes into the record for approval. All right, last week we had a really simple agenda. We had a roll call. We met quorum. We approved the previous meeting minutes. We had an accreditation update for public comment by Director of Student Life, Ellie Crean, English and Reading Department Co-Chair. It was a very lengthy discussion. If you weren't here for that, I recommend you load up the meeting and watch it or take a look at the minutes. We had disclosures and recusals. Nobody disclosed or recused themselves from anything. We had reports from officers, advisors, and standing committees, and those were very substantive. So again, if there's anything you want to follow up on, please reach out to the respective vice president or senator. We had our advisory report. We had no unfinished business. We did have new business, Senate Bill 003, Senate merchandise. We had senator elections, special elections, and we filled those. We had a position adjustment, Goodman South Senator. We had updates about Senate elections. It was a very full meeting. There was a lot there. And now we must approve the minutes, and I will entertain a motion to approve these minutes. Motion made. I'd entertain a second. Second motion made. Open up for discussion. Advice Cole.
You just restate who motioned and seconded by last name for the minutes.
So Senator Idman motioned to approve the meeting minutes, seconded by Senator Larson. Now I open up for discussion in person or online. All right, seeing none, hearing none, I'm going to take a vote unanimous consent to approve the meeting minutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. These minutes were approved. And we will get into the agenda now, folks. We do have public comments from Dr. Demir Grady, Executive VP Organizational Impact and Culture. We have a team building activity from Vice President Corey Sertzel. We have reports from officers, advisors, standing committees. We do expect reports from special select committees. And we expect some reports from the branch campuses. We will transition to reports from college assembly and shared governance. We don't have any unfinished business. There is new business and there's announcements. And at this time, I would entertain a motion if wanted to amend the agenda.
Yeah, I can
Motion
motion
made by Vice President Ari Nichols,
to amend the, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 clerical errors, I think.
motion made to amend 7 clerical errors highlighted in Vice President Ari Nichols' agenda. Seconded by Senator Crowder. Open up for discussion in person or online. Seeing none, hearing none, I'll take a vote, unanimous consent. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's passed. The agenda has been amended. Now, as the agenda has been amended, I entertain a motion to approve the agenda. Motion by Senator Crowder, seconded by Senator Larson. Now I open up for discussion in person or online. Seeing none, hearing none, going to take another vote, unanimous consent to approve the agenda. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Motion is passed. The agenda has been passed, and let's get right into it, folks. We will go right to public comment from Dr. Grady.
Hello, student senators. Thank you for inviting me here today. Sorry, I don't have a formal presentation. I mostly am here to just give you an update on some changes that have happened in my division over the last year. I do want to acknowledge there might be some of you, and maybe just show your hand if you want, that might never have heard of the Division of Organizational Impact and Culture. Okay, that's fair. That's okay. Our division was formerly called the Division of Equity and Inclusion. And about 3 years ago, we changed our division to Culture and Climate. And then about a year ago, updated it to Organizational Impact and Culture. These changes were made to align with institutional priorities and our strategies, not because of any flashpoints happening outside of these walls. And I always want to center that as a matter of fact, but also a matter of priority. So people aren't confused or there's no narratives that arise out of our name changes. So what sits in my division? My division houses a few institutional through lines, one being the student engagement and the community impact team. So many of you might have participated in programming and have never even knew it was our programming. So if you've gone to Hmong New Year, or if you've gone to a powwow, if you've gone into the art gallery, with any of the shows that have happened over the last year, those have been sponsored by our division. We've also sponsored athletics. We just last week, was it last week? I don't know what day it is anymore. Did a Black History Month basketball event where we presented 2 of our alumni awards for being outstanding alumni in our community. We also, in our community impact work with a lot of partners, mostly community-based organizations. Student Affairs handles our in-school kind of recruitment. We handle that kind of out-school, community-based organization, adults, to figure out how to help them transition into Madison College. So a lot of our programming might look like job fairs at South Campus, or events focused on alumni. We're having our first Alumni and Friends event next week, Thursday, where we're inviting what we're calling alumni and almost alumni. Those who might have graduated from Madison College, or maybe they started but didn't finish. And so we're trying to do a recruitment event to get people who might be interested in coming back or have stopped out and have been thinking about, how do I even get my credits evaluated to see if I can come back? And so we do a lot of student-facing programming, collaborating a lot with student affairs, student life, and then a lot of programming in the community as well. We also have in my division what is called the Institute of Equity and Transformational Change. That is an arm that does equity work in academics, but also does what we call action research for our college. So events they do are mostly geared towards faculty and faculty development to make sure that we have an equity lens on our curriculum and our pedagogy and the classroom. So that is a priority of ours and a priority of our president. I should tell you, starting July 1st, there will be a shift in that work. There is a center called, and maybe you've heard of it, the Center of Excellence in Teaching and Learning, CETL. CETL and IETC will be combined intentionally into one center, and that center will become a part of our division. And so the hope is that all faculty at our institution will touch inquiry and some type of research in some way through the lens of equity. Also beginning March 1st, so July 1st is that change. March 1st, the International Education and Study Abroad, CIE, will formally become a part of the Division of Organizational Impact and Culture as well. And I'm very excited about that. We have a very good partnership already with CIE. And so it's just a natural alignment for them to be a part of our larger focus on equity and culture and belonging at our institution. And then we also touch what I call the employee side of the house. And so we have two culture strategists. One focused on our affinity groups. We have many employee affinity groups at the college. And we do employee learning, employee conversations, especially with everything going on in the world. Employee well-being is a focus of our area, and we lead conversation and community building circles with employees. And then we also have what is called a college ombuds. An ombuds is a person that operates outside of HR, and they are a resource for employees who want a neutral, confidential place to talk to someone about an issue they're having, maybe in the classroom or maybe with their supervisor, maybe even outside of the institution, and we would need to connect our employees to resources. And why that's important for culture is because we know if our employees and faculty don't come to work and feel good about what they're doing, it impacts you as a student. And so our job is to make sure our employees, our faculty are equipped with resources so they can come to work and feel like they belong, so our students can belong. So why does this matter to you? I wanted to start there with who we are and what's housed in our division, because again, many of you have attended events, maybe even connected in some way in partnerships. I'm looking at a few of you who I've known have connected with my staff to do some programming. But if you've ever asked yourself, why is the class designed this way? It might be a little bit my fault, and I apologize for that, hopefully in a good way. Or why doesn't this feel accessible? Or why are they all of a sudden focused on it being accessible? It's because we're trying to make sure, again, that equity is inescapable in an intersectional way at our institution. And so the work we do is influenced in micro and macro levels every day here at the institution. And my hope this year, what we've been trying to be more intentional about is incorporating more of that student voice into our programming, partnering with RISE and TRIL to help them do some programming, partnering more with athletics, even bringing students here from middle school to learn about our esports and get that early exposure in different ways. And so we've been really intentional over the last year in figuring out how does our work touch not just our employees and faculty or the curriculum in the classroom, but you directly. And so we have a website, but I didn't want to bring it in because it's confusing and things are always changing and it's being built out. But our events are always on a landing page, or marketing does a good job sending out flyers of our events and collaborations. You might find them on tables or see them. We partner with the Protect the Pack. You might walk by and see signage or an opportunity to engage in writing something or hanging something, and it's really can be passive, but our job is just to allow you to see the, not just symbolism, but to know it's on our mind, that we're thinking daily about how students are included and belong here. What other things that I want to make sure you knew? One thing that's important to me, especially as someone who leads through an equity lens, is I don't want to ever be tone deaf to the reality of what's happening in our world. And so part of my advocacy is working with like CIE and other departments on campus who touch students who might be more directly impacted by what's happening in the world outside of us, and how to get them resources, how to do trainings, how to bring in speakers. So we'll be doing a conference in April. It's called Thrive, where I will be bringing in speakers in collaboration with IETC to talk about the state of the world and resources for our faculty, so they can trickle that down to resources for our students. So I'm gonna stop there because I told you a lot. And so that's my public comments. And I will stop there and see if you have any questions for me.
So we will move in and transition to the public comment.
Yep.
Call them in for 2 minutes. Vice President Kissler, will you recognize?
Yeah, so I just wanted to very quickly thank you for being here and introducing yourself. A lot of exciting things coming our way. And you had mentioned that you guys were looking at merging with CIE. I was just curious regarding if that would open up more opportunities for students. I know that we have a few student employees there, and I think they only had like 2 student employees out of like 10 people, but there were only 10 people running that entire department. So I'm just curious, would that open up more opportunities to have more support for that department?
Yes, and not just for that department, but to see how our resources in other areas in our division can support that area.
Right.
The move was intentional because there's area of opportunity for us to put more people resources, strategic resources towards it. And so the goal is to continue to grow our international students and even study abroad opportunities, students who might not see the opportunity as a fit for themselves because of financial reasons or other barriers. How do we start to remove some of those barriers, and how can my background is in many different things, but I started in higher education as a grant writer, looking for opportunities for us to collaborate with partners for community and student opportunities to study abroad. Yeah, I'm excited about that. And in the IETC, we have student workers. So we have a lot of different spaces on campus where I'm like, oh, like right now, all of our student workers in IETC are international students. And I'm like, how can we get more opportunities for our students to work in the offices that my division touches?
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
So it'd be Senator Crowder, then Vice President Rogers. Senator Crowder, you have the floor.
Thank you. Dr. Brady, you may already know this, but I just want to make sure it's said. One of the things that we hear a lot about from international students is the healthcare that they're forced to get, and just looking for ways for them making it more equitable or price effective.
Yeah, I have heard that. I did my intake session with CIE staff yesterday because they come over in a few weeks, and so we're of area of opportunities, and that did rise to the surface.
We'll go to Vice President Rogers, and then we have the hand online from liaison.
Those are a lot of wonderful opportunities you just told us about. I'm curious, as a Senate, is there anything that we can do to either help the work you're doing, spread that message, be more effective in some of the things we're saying? What are the next steps for us here?
Yeah, one thing I want to encourage you to do is to use your voice. So sometimes I come up with a lot of great ideas, but I always say I'm older than I look, and my college age kids tell me like sometimes I'm out of touch, and I'm like, I want to do this thing. Like we should do a campaign around this initiative, and I'm like, but wait, does anybody want this? And so sometimes students don't use their voice to advocate, to say, hey, I want you to do a campaign around this thing. For example, I've been thinking like, do we want to send out educational materials for Ramadan, right? And I'm like, just to help faculty understand, like, hey, during Ramadan, students might come in with, they might be lethargic, or they might be late, or they might break fast at a certain time. How do we educate people? Then I'm like, wait, am I just wanting to do that, or do people want that, right? And so use your voice. So if there is something you're hearing, seeing, you think would aid and your student body belonging here, like, I'm the person you could come and say, hey, can I give you this idea?
Powerful.
Yeah.
We're gonna move to online. Liaison Hassan, you are recognized.
Thank you, President Villarreal. Congratulations, Dr. Grady, on having new responsibilities. I'm very excited for that, and it's good to see you again. We see each other in the district board meetings.
Yeah.
I hope my voice is clear. I'm using my new headphones, but I wanted to ask Dr. Grady, I know you just mentioned briefly about Ramadan. A lot of students are fasting, especially this next 29 days. And also right after Ramadan, there's also another festival like Holi and Diwali. I'm pretty sure if you heard about them before, there's Eid coming up. As a student, if I would like if I would like to let the people, the leadership in the college know about this and make an announcement about it, just like the Black History Month or the LGBTQ month in June, excuse me if it's wrong. How do I do that? How the initiatives are being created? Thank you. And I do
Yeah.
have a follow-up on that, a quick follow-up.
Yeah, so when you see matters or student information come out from staff, typically it's student or staff led. They'll come to me and say, hey, I want to publish this thing. Can I give it to you? You edit it, and then I will work with marketing communication unless there's some glaring thing we need to work through to advocate to get it out there. So just email me and we can work to get it out there.
Cool. And there's, I guess there's no certain criteria for it.
Nope. No, it's really because it's nuanced based on what it is. And so if you email it to me, I might format it in a way I know it will be accepted, get your feedback on it, and then we move forward from there. So give me it raw, and then we'll work together to figure out how to make sure the language is accessible to everybody reading it.
Thank you very much.
All right. Any other questions, or comments, or concerns? Senator Crowder?
Be one of our sponsors of our food diversity initiative.
Specifically, are you getting at?
Well, just mentioning that we're working on a food diversity initiative. Okay, we're working on a food diversity initiative. And if there's any way you can help support that, that would be amazing. We are trying, but I feel like we're getting a lot of pushback. and
I'll
slack.
jump in. We have been working on the last couple of senates. It has been moving in the right direction. We just think at this time that it's a tradition to fast, and then when you're done fasting, to eat something that's halal.
Yeah.
The college doesn't offer anything halal. Other colleges in the area do. We just stress the importance of that. Although the rest of us, we can find ways to eat and not have any dietary restrictions. Vegetarian options are allowed at the cafeteria. Gluten-free options are allowed at the cafeteria for the president.
It's very restricted.
Very restricted.
Yeah.
It's there. There's zero halal in the cafeteria. And the pushback was, well, you can eat whatever is a vegetarian that's halal. And
Okay.
we are not as equipped as you professionals when it comes to setting policies and going to vendors and seeing what's appropriate for the budget. But there is a need for the student body, and we just stress it. So please, whatever you can do, that would be very helpful for us.
Yeah, do you mind sharing that through
We would love
email? And I will definitely advocate for that.
Yeah, and a liaison, district liaison he's very involved with that. That was something that was one of his main issues that he ran on. So, any other questions or comments, Dr. Grady? I think we should all start agreeing a round of applause to come up.
I appreciate you giving me a space. The rest of them.
folks, is the time we've been anticipating. And one of our favorite times of the week. We're going to move into our team building activity. Vice President Cody Searchel, I'll let you take it away here.
Yeah, absolutely. So today is going to be a lot more fun. I know that we've worked a lot throughout this year, and I want to take some time to actually have. So we're playing Pictionary for 15 rounds. So 5 rounds per team. There's going to be an online team, and then I'm going to divide our crew up into 2 teams. Each drawer has 45 seconds to draw without talking, without writing words or using letters. Your team shouts or calls out whatever's comfy, outguesses, and first correct guess earns a point. The team with the most points wins. So let's keep it fast because I only have 20 minutes to do this. So let's do this. All right. So for online, does anybody want to be delegated to be an online artist for our folks? Essentially, I have brought the big sticky notes. If not, I'll just delegate myself. But I brought up the big sticky notes so that we could draw and present it. I will have to figure out a way to work the whiteboard via Microsoft Teams. But I'm not tech savvy, so I haven't figured that out quite yet. But if anyone delegates themselves to help our online team out, I can go ahead and delegate myself if not.
But I got it. Take care.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, I will divide us into 2 groups. So I'm going to count alternating. Bethany, you are 1. Annette, you're 2. Sanjay, you're 1. Ashley, you're 2. Ari, 1. F, 2. Quinn, 2. No, 1. And then you're 2. Yes. 1, 2, 1. So just ones, you'll be on the right side of the room, and then you're gonna be on the left side, my left. Huh? Yeah. What are we doing? Pictionary, right? So, 2 are over here.
Get out of here, Juan.
1's over here, 2's over there.
I love my good deal.
I'm not that person.
I think I was trying not to feel.
As you group up, you guys can delegate the artists. So 1 graphic design is different. There we go.
Folks online, can you hear me?
Gold are.
I'm so loud.
Is there one draw or is it
Oh.
get out?
Look,
Draw something here.
Sorry, I got my little gift.
And it is my hope that you guys can guess what it is.
A true artist would be. I'm like, no, it's me.
I'll type it.
Yeah, I gotta be ready. Yeah. I don't like that. Yeah. So that's okay.
But anyway, I'm right now.
Okay. So are we in our groups?
Excellent.
So, yeah. I will argue occasionally.
Okay. So wait right now.
We have just
Strangely high.
everybody just get up. Spot.
Watch out, Ashley.
Get your own spots.
Watch out. You watch out. Come on, okay?
All right. So from 1, you'll go first.
You're Canadian.
I'm Canadian.
That's so cool.
Ones will go first, and then twos will go second, and then online will go third.
Your knee?
45 seconds to draw.
Yeah.
And
Why can't the twos go first?
Yeah.
Why do the ones have to go first?
we get, I think the online should go first.
We want to.
We have 20 minutes, so we gotta get it.
I'm sorry,
I'm
stupid. So I draw a picture of the. I can draw all of that.
We guess.
Okay, perfect.
No, I'm scared.
Do you want us to move?
Wait,
So choose what you draw.
okay. So I was so not. I was writing. I was thinking what Rachel put down as percentage.
Oh my God, how is he there
I don't know what
and
to
there?
You want me to put you down?
Sorry.
Okay, cool, got it. So you want me to put down?
He's everywhere.
Or should I put you down as African Canadian?
I think that works. I think that
Let's do it after.
that works. That works. That works.
Yeah. I'll put I'll put like a slash next to it. There we go, got it. Okay. All right, so. Tell me whenever you're ready, I'm gonna start a timer.
Quinn, are we guessing?
No,
No.
only
Oh my
team. So hold on one second. Everybody has the same time. Everybody has the same time. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good, please.
No talking.
Dog.
No letters, no writing.
Something.
Wolf.
Wolfpack.
There you go. You got it. You got it. Thank you, Quinn. Point.
You got it. We got quiz.
Why?
Oh, why is one not bigger than that?
Wow.
Only one goal.
What's that?
You need both.
Yes.
Ashley, great job.
Good job.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Next one. Event coordinator. Team 2. Who's your artist? And artist. Okay. You got a marker. Perfect. Awesome. I am.
I love this visual.
Right? It really is like home video.
Yes.
Okay.
Only way he's working for us, guys.
Yeah, he's in the room with us right now.
Who's he?
Was that-
Cameraman?
I guess so.
Sure.
I got the movie.
Oh, man.
No talking, no writing, except guessing.
It was.
Okay? Okay. I will count down.
Old River Snowstorm. Empty expanse of nothingness.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh my God, look at the speed.
The speed.
Thinking,
Balloons.
people, speech,
Birthday
Senate.
party?
delivering speech,
Oh my.
acceptance speech.
She's cooked.
No writing. No writing, no words.
In
Oh, it's a house.
reading in a bill,
Robert's team, Quinn, stop talking.
observing Robert's rules.
Love that one.
Classroom.
Oh, that, or actually,
Puerto Rico?
bad.
Japan, United Nations, money.
That's a system.
I got excited.
Wait, it's the United States Postal Service.
It's like national.
5 seconds.
Nation.
League of Nations.
Yeah.
Advocacy.
Advocacy. I mean, how do you draw advocacy?
There are ways to draw advocacy.
Yeah.
I promise. I promise.
You tried, Joe. I would. I'm booking.
That was a good meeting. Can you write it? I will. It gets harder. It gets harder. Oh.
That's easy. That was not easy.
It gets harder.
Wolfpack was.
It gets harder. You can communicate big enough by drawing. You can communicate the idea.
Wow.
Ashley, you're really fast with the marker. That was
Well, I don't know
crazy.
how to say what draw advocacy, so I was trying to finish. Just
Well, can we like?
No, it
you know
was,
what
no, it
dog
was really
is?
good though.
Yeah, you can like, okay, it's like dog connection. You were friends with her. You were also.
But hey, good job for speeches. I was like, how do I draw the Palestine flag?
I was like, I'm out of this. Stuff like on flags, you know? But y'all were getting great.
Back one.
Like, just- It's a triangle.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know, I'm sorry, guys. I was so like, I was trying to.
Like the actual regular.
I have side and side flags. Online folks, shout out your guesses.
Whoever said United Nations.
This one here.
Checklist.
Necklace, said checklist speech. Nope, you guess it.
It looks like a test.
Multiple selection.
List. What's high school? Oh, that's time.
Oh, man.
It was like finals. It's final week.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, I know. These are.
Warred's here. Okay.
No, they better get a hard one now.
They are gonna be a hard one. Hey, I actually,
Come back.
trust me, she was giving me back there, fourth row. I was getting a bunch of shit for it. And I was really good at that.
Yeah, I was thinking bingo.
You know, I can't, no vague concepts, please.
Okay.
All right.
Who's drawing it?
Do we need a new person every round?
Hello, money.
Wait, yeah, isn't it supposed to be a different drawer? Wait. Wait, I didn't.
Corey, is this supposed to be a different person every round?
No, no, it's because you guys are seeing, the artist sees the words. I don't have cards. So
Yeah, donate.
only.
Foundation? Request to swap.
Huh?
We request to swap.
Finance committee.
Hey.
Oh, so they're hands,
Finance.
hands. What are you doing with hands and money?
Budget.
Fundraising.
Donations?
I was just like, you put your. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, animals.
Done.
Guys,
It's really hard.
that was easy.
What is it?
It's fine with FAFSA.
What?
This is college based. Big college. Big college. What are you constantly being given?
You should just wrote it.
Yeah, voting against y'all.
You want really?
Give us these ones.
No,
That's all right, I'll be better.
You want?
No, not easy, but let's do something we can describe.
Like a physical object.
Yeah. Like how Pictionary. Yeah.
That was the problem. Too much money was in the abstract concept.
Good job, Sanjay.
Thanks.
Good job, Cole.
You got a new one for you guys,
Doing
right?
great, Cole. Keep it up.
Because Vice President Corey Sertzel has decided just to amend it a little bit. so-
But it's not fair. No, they started the round, so we should go for it.
Could you perhaps amend it before we go?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fair.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly, right?
We're playing with M&Ms. We're playing Pictionary. They're supposed to guess the correct one. Yeah, but not you. Okay. Ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. The invisible market of the hand. Where's the bit? Oh, it's turkey.
It's a turkey.
Thanksgiving.
They're all,
That is-
college themed.
It's about school.
Oh, last ball, FAFSA.
They way to draw financial aid.
Oh, it's Wisconsin. That's
Yep.
Okay. Hey, how's it going, guys? I was trying
We
there.
got baseball right
now.
No, I think
I was
something,
like-
you should have like
I
a
was like,
swap.
that-
Yeah, can you draw the concept?
They were sitting, Madison walking, right?
I just want you to know,
I wouldn't be-
5 seconds after you drew it. I was like,
That'd be a
"Oh, that's
hand with a,
it."
you know.
What would you? Okay, you think you'd say
Got
drawing?
online now.
I guess it's eventual.
So with that.
No, it's just-
I'm getting death threats. I'm getting death threats.
It's all tied up.
You're going down.
You're just getting the look.
Two ashes against one. I'm sorry.
What next? Let's go.
This quality right here.
These markers aren't very good.
I apologize.
I just
I didn't get time to.
No, need more juice. Because they can, you hardly see that.
This is,
Oh my gosh, that's really hard to see.
I don't think they can see that.
They can.
Maybe closer.
The glare is glaring.
Library,
There we go.
Can we get Cole on our team?
Good job,
No
guys.
team.
They heard you say that.
They heard you. No, because I was quiet.
All right, team one. How are we doing for time?
You're like.
Hey, Quinn, how are we doing on time, bud?
You have 4.5 minutes.
One more round, each person. I know that.
Remarking capitalism.
Yeah.
All of that in
One
my
step
kids.
farther, guys.
Come back to Egypt.
It's Dictionary topic.
Easy. Come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. Three, choose one. So. You got this.
The Empire State Building.
Graduation.
There we go. There we go.
Good.
There we go.
All right. What?
What is that?
What's that?
It's a square hat. Yeah, it was a square hat. What is that?
Like, there's normally like a curtain.
You're making a few words call someone else.
Oh, wait, this is the curtain.
Yeah.
See, why'd you draw so
Thank
fast?
you.
You
I
know what? I saw.
Oh, sorry, Ash.
Okay, but you guys understood
I
it.
saw. Yeah.
Here.
Be like, that's not that bad. It's not long, not getting any letters corrected.
I am, yeah. I think about me.
Not nothing. I support her. I support her always.
Four.
Like
All right.
Jerry.
Yeah.
I do too. Go.
you don't need 100
Yeah.
for a whole year.
Yeah, it would be pretty much, it'll reset after this, after.
Teacup. Coffee. Cocoa.
I'm starting.
Cappuccino.
Coffee shop?
It's like I can't look at that one.
No, I can't.
Food
Yeah.
prices.
Yeah, you have it correct.
Starbucks.
Coffee house?
Yeah. I just think.
Coffee, still coffee shop.
So, yeah.
Coffee inside?
Go to grab coffee, buy coffee,
Cozy orange.
coffee
I
fries.
feel like it should.
Poke your,
Yeah, no, I.
I'll give it. It's cafe,
I
but
feel
that,
like-
I will give you.
Coffee shop.
Okay.
Coffee shop. Right.
Should.
All right, good job, folks.
We're team two.
What was that?
Okay.
Oh, that was that.
No, I know. You're good. Right there.
Oh, because, cafes like charging,
Okay.
selling. you.
After you draw from this side, like on the other side, when you stand on the left here, it drowns it out.
Oh.
Am I winning?
Yeah, so after you draw, you stand there, it refocuses back on
It's
it.
cafe, right? You go there and you
I see what you're doing.
It is called.
So,
No.
Wait, what, at cafe, you get what?
In, yeah. In Netherlands.
That's.
It's true, yeah. Same with, what is it? Same with Uruguay. They have a similar system down there too.
I don't know about this, but.
Yeah, they have,
Yeah, we both go into it.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
But coffee shop is the place to go to get coffee. Those people are cool.
Oh, Quinn.
This is gonna be a person, okay? You know him very well.
Benjamin Franklin.
Cole, Cole.
Call it.
Yes.
Cole.
I just wanted to do that.
Was it beer? Right after I drew the beer?
Yeah.
Good job, fellas.
I love that one.
You should have drawn a little boy.
Think we are
You like
at-
The two little kids.
I was gonna go.
All right.
I was expecting.
You guys,
Fair guess.
you guys are all tied, believe it or not.
Are we doing another round?
I think
We do a third test where we do the same word.
No, we are.
we're all tied.
Whoever gets it first.
God damn it.
Hey, maybe next week we can do the tiebreak.
Motion
We
to
could.
35 by 10.
First.
Motion made by Senator Sanjay,
For another
extend
half
building
an
by
hour.
10 minutes.
Five.
By 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Are we-
All right, let's take a second, Senator Edmund. I don't know if now the floor for discussion, in person or online. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Don't apologize to Cole.
Okay. Hearing none, seeing
We
none,
made the agenda.
we will, take a vote in unanimous consent to extend team building by 5 minutes.
Unanimous consent? Can we do a roll?
If you go unanimous consent, one person has to oppose.
That's it,
That would push
only
it to
one
the
person, then it'll push it to a roll call.
Just say.
Nay.
Nay, all right, so now we will go, a vote by roll call. Vice President Quentin Mattson, will we get a roll call?
Yes, you may.
Oh, my gosh.
Vice President Administration Finance Quinn Matson, I vote yay. Vice President Legislative Affairs Ash Rogers.
Nay.
Vice President Team Development Corey Sertzel.
I abstain?
Okay, you can do that.
Vice President Public Relations Ari Nichols.
No.
Both of them have.
Right, votes no. Senator Sanjay Jagadish.
Aye.
Senator Annette Crowder.
We're voting.
In the building.
No.
Senator Ashley Larson.
It's gonna be the most divisive.
We know you wanna-
Sorry, no.
Okay.
Senator Keziah Owolabi.
Aye.
Senator Idman Dua.
Yay.
Was that yay?
Senator
Said
Ashley
yay,
Walker.
not nay though.
Hey.
Okay.
Senator Ali Mohammed.
Yay.
Senator Rebecca Wilbow.
This is vote we ever had.
Hold on.
Senator Ida Wilno.
Abstain.
Same.
Senator Sierra Brunner.
We don't know what's gonna.
No.
Character development.
Senator Furkan Sindar
Staying.
abstains. Senator Bethany Bauer.
Yes.
Yay. Yeah, it's getting close now, babe.
Wait, is that it?
That's it.
Okay, the yeas have it.
Now we gotta win.
I voted no, but good job anyway.
Ash, can we put something in the
You
bylaws?
won
that
it,
says
you
team development
won.
can't be extended?
That's what it's for.
I just did. Extend team building by 5 minutes.
Okay.
This
I
is
have
to
one more
extend
round.
team building.
And we will start
Good
the
job.
timer.
I support.
Okay, go for it.
Is this why?
5 minutes, folks.
You guys.
Team one. After us?
Team one. I'm gonna give you a word that wasn't on the sheet. So if you wanna delegate a new artist, you're fine.
But that's supposed to be Corey.
They can delegate a new artist.
Yeah.
If you're okay,
The team.
that's okay. Okay.
Yes, you.
All right, you do it.
Oh, okay.
That was fast.
I don't want to.
Did you send us?
Wait, oh, are we all going to?
Yeah, I thought we all did the same word in
I
the
like
first
that.
meeting.
Fair.
And then just shared it with you all.
Oh,
Well, in that case, hold on.
we should have Cole draw it
Yes.
and then have everyone guess.
Okay, now have 4 minutes.
Okay, so
Fine, make your decision what.
Take
am I
your time
doing
to
this?
get to the.
So
I-
withdrawn.
If you want to, it's fine.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's fine. All right, where am I drawing?
Okay.
over there.
Where's most visible to the camera?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a fabulous question.
Camera moves around.
Let's just
The camera does move around.
So right now,
It's all right, Vice Cole, let's do what I did before.
I'm just trying to see, so right now.
Well,
camera-
yeah, because you guys can see that board, correct? That's fine.
Let's just, yeah.
Okay.
Let's just do that one.
Yeah, as long as Jose's got the
Yes,
outline
first
focus.
minute.
You got the word ready?
All right, that one right better? Like
Yeah.
that pretty good? Nice.
You gotta give it back, Gordo.
Drawing over there,
Yeah,
guys.
we-
So-
Yeah.
Okay.
I was curious. You know?
Your eyes.
Everyone's looking at how.
Important thing. No pressure.
Exactly.
So am I supposed to?
Guys, you gotta lock in. Oh, yeah, you can't do that.
If you want.
Okay, that's why as long as you show me what it is or what's needed.
Just like.
I'm pretending to be tall.
You ain't following.
Yeah, we're not just building no more.
All right, hold on one second. I need to see. All right, so this is not me drawing. I'm testing it first. They can see on here.
Red stick.
Yes, exactly.
T.
You see that? Okay.
Tesla.
Okay.
Bottom. All right, ready,
All right. Yes. Ready?
set, go.
Madison College.
Angel. Snowman.
Stacking Pebbles. Wait, is this college related as well?
Yes.
Basketball. Oh, volleyball. You know. Oh my God.
President.
Oh.
The
Chair.
entire Senate, the entire Senate.
No, you gotta be more specific. y'all.
General Assembly.
Calling meeting to
Senate
order,
President.
adjourning.
No. Your guys were closer. You were
Cole
warmer
brought
again.
something.
You can't talk, Cole.
Jose.
No talking. Robert's rules.
This is a tiebreaker, guys. Sitting people.
Legislative Senate,
Car.
executive committee,
Legislative affairs, rules and legislative affairs, rules and committees,
bylaws.
committee on rules, big beautiful bill, bylaw revisions.
There's a limit on guesses, I think.
No, no one else will got there. The executive team.
I don't
Can't
know.
write.
General Assembly meeting of
Close.
the Senate. Senate General Assembly.
Close to the meeting.
They have
Legislative
to say it
committee.
to the back, right?
General Assembly, it's close to General Assembly.
I'm just gonna stop. Y'all said multiple different versions of this. You
meetings.
have it.
Okay, so four was from,
Robert's going off of what was written to me, so that's what I'm trying to draw here. No one has said it.
General Assembly agenda.
Thursday student senate meetings, General Assembly,
order.
General Assembly.
All right, let's do this, because we're gonna keep going.
Approval
Who was with the group that was over here? Okay, you all go together 1 minute, think of something. Go over there. Go over there, 1 minute, one answer. We've been, whoa.
What's the thing with the flag? You can't answer that. Don't answer that. I'm asking my team.
Okay.
I don't think it's agenda.
It's not a flag, motherfucker.
Where's their flag?
Oh, is that a podium or what? Is that what you said?
All right, 20 seconds.
Not what we do in the meeting.
And again, I will say this out there. Multiple different versions of this has been said, but the thing that you have to state has not been said.
We got the vowels right?
Call the meeting to order.
even supposed to mean?
Well, I'll ask if that's your final answer in a second. Y'all are not gonna like, that's my favorite part. Okay. You keep looking at it.
Online, if you could write your answer, your guess.
Or shout it, whatever works.
Yeah.
Does anyone have an idea?
Go ahead, guys.
We have lots of
Go
ideas.
for it.
I will say the calmest thing I can think of.
Oh, it's twins.
No, like the most formal way of whatever the meeting's called.
Okay, so, are we good?
Sure.
This is gonna go to whoever gets it right on the money, right?
Yeah.
That's all it goes, okay.
Yeah.
This team,
Roll call.
roll call. That's your answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you guys didn't have anything? Oh. Meeting of the Madison College Student Senate representatives of.
Okay, folks online, what do you think this was?
Drawing a cat. Of course. Either type it or say it out loud, please.
Y'all are right, but it is after everyone guesses wrong.
No,
People like
going off of what
general.
Corey created.
It's like general meeting.
Online, we, like to hear from you.
Oh, it's just me.
What?
Nothing.
I didn't hear you, what?
Nothing.
Is it just Senate?
Is it just Senate?
We're gonna skip online.
All right, Corey, what was it that I was trying to drop?
Student Senate.
I said that.
I sort of said that.
It's not.
I
No.
said
I did.
that.
Yeah,
I
you
said
said
that.
You said that.
I said it. Come on, it's been a student student. She said it
Oh
too.
my God.
Bring it back.
So we're gonna do another 5 minutes, right? To actually.
No, I will not.
Do not do this.
I'm sorry.
You guys are so
We won
close.
that one. We're all winners in the end.
You guys are all lawsuits.
I said it.
You guys are all winners.
Okay.
That feels like a universal. More than anything.
No, I feel like we got it before it was not.
Okay. Thank you for participating and being patient with me and not ripping my head off.
We gotta think of a different,
All right,
different
folks,
for next team to vote.
let's
for
bring ourselves
tiebreakers.
back in
Yeah.
and let's get to the work that we are here to do. At this time, I'll ask for anybody to disclose or recuse themselves. Maybe Advisor Colton can touch on what disclosures and recusals are and why I think that we come to this point where we ask for disclosures and recusals.
Sure. So, traditionally, disclosures and recusals have operated that if there's going to be a topic of conversation, a part of new business, or something in which you may have, to recuse yourself or remove yourself from because you either have a bias, can happen. You're working directly with this issue in another area that is not your primary area of Senate. Or overall, you just don't believe that you in good conscience can participate or make a decision with this. That would be your recusal. A disclosure could be anything that's like anything that you think is pertinent for Senate to know as it relates to Senate business and operation. So an example, I'll give you 2 examples, disclosures and recusals. I would disclose if I was you all that when we talk about this issue statement from Student Affairs Council, which we're not talking about today, you'll learn about that tomorrow. I would disclose that I am a member of Student Affairs Council and participated in the creation of this issue statement. A recusal could be somebody came and asked me about my position and what's so important about it. And I don't believe that with me talking with them, as much as I was just trying to support somebody, that if we have to vote on their ability to serve on the Senate, I need to recuse myself from the vote because I technically had talked with them prior to them coming forward. Nothing that's breaking confidentiality, you coach them up on what to say, but maybe your conscience said, well, I had a conversation with them. It may seem like I was swayed in some direction. Those are just some examples. It really just comes down to this impacting the operation of Senate or your ability to function appropriately within Senate. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. I think that's about it. Do you have any questions for me?
And if you are at all confused or at all have any questions when it comes to recusals or disclosures, Advisor Cole is probably the best resource to come to. So please, thank you, Advisor Cole. All right, we're going to transition to reports from officers, advising standing committees, and I will start with the president's report. I have quite a bit to share with you folks. District Board Liaison Hassan will give you a little brief summary of what happened in DC. I will give you a little brief summary with my meeting today with Tim Casper, Dr. Tim Casper. There is some health issues that happened at the University of Wisconsin with the measles outbreak, and it is my delight to tell you that our staff is on it. They have procedures put in place. This has been something that's not new to them. They reacted to the COVID outbreak and the pandemic, and they handled themselves very well. And I believe that I have full confidence in the staff that if anything did come here and if there was concern here, we would all be informed, and it would also look like the University of Wisconsin's steps that they took. So if anybody wants to know more about that, please do reach out, and I can connect you with any information that I do have. There's nothing going out to the student body right now. There might be a little bit that went out to the employees, but nothing of concern right now. The E team did meet. We had a very successful meeting, a longer meeting, but it was very successful. We arranged some things that will be coming out in the near future with our bylaws revisions and selecting the senators, the newly minted senators to their committees. With that being said, I'd entertain any questions or comments. Senator Crowder.
In regards to the measles one, was there any discussion on how like teachers would handle that? Like, for example, one of the classes that I'm in, the teacher does no makeups at all, period. It's all over their thing. No matter what the issue is, they say they do no makeup.
Advisor Cole, you're recognized.
I do believe that there is a college policy that states that if it's out of your control and you have to be isolated or quarantined, they have to work with you on that. You're not, that's kind of like a double jeopardy. You can't be put to that you cannot be in attendance because of an illness. Therefore, you will take that. That'll be something that most likely the college has individuals that would follow up with you if you were someone that may be impacted by this and work with you in that direction. But I can't think of a situation that would prohibit you from achieving academic success or continuing to participate, even if a professor has a stricter guideline, because that is a college operation. That's not a professor getting to pick and choose.
Sounds good.
Vice Principal for Social. Advisor Cole.
Yeah, just based on the college policies, based on the lab, like people who are in STEM or are in more of a position where you're constantly doing stuff.
Sure.
They have only allowed you to have 2 absences, as far as I know, before your grade gets stopped. And then with three, your grade is stopped. And then I think the 4th absence, you end up failing that class.
So again, we can find the specific policy, but I will tell you, especially when we work through COVID, my previous experiences, you will not be penalized if you were exposed in contact or do contract measles. They can't punish you because that happened. Like I said, somebody at the college will work with you on that. And to be honest with you, if you do have those kinds of concerns, if it's something niche or specific, feel free to reach out to the dean of students, or you could talk specifically with your professor or maybe a department chair to ask, what is the plan with this? Because this is a real thing that we're talking about, since Madison has had at least 3 cases now. The city of Madison has had about 3 cases. So, but again, I've never seen a college that says, oh, you got sick, that sucks, and then penalize you for it, especially if you have to quarantine or be isolated.
Just to respect the time, folks, if you have any questions, comments, concerns on this, you can email Teamsby or Advisor Cole. We're more than willing to talk about this and get you to wherever it is you need to go. All right, we'll be moving on to the Finance Committee. Vice President Quinn Mattson for your report.
Yeah, not too much. We went over a few club funding requests, some that have been in the works for a while, one that was new this week. And then we talked briefly about the 3-year plan organizational goals that I'll be presenting later in this meeting. So I'll leave that topic until new business. That concludes my report.
Any questions or comments, or even concerns, Vice President Quinn Mattson, on the Finance Committee? In person or online?
I never get questions.
Or any requests that you had to approve or not approve?
No, all requests were approved. We have a couple that are ongoing because funds are limited. So some groups, not all groups, will put in a request very early on before they have all the information to provide us. So we cannot approve it. There are a few boxes that we need to check before we approve. And if they don't provide that information, we can't approve it yet. So they put in the request as early as possible. We need $5,000. We don't know what we're going to use it for yet. And we're like, okay, when you know what you're gonna use it for, then, update your form. So we have a couple of those sitting around right now.
Any approved in the meeting?
Yes. 3 approved in the meeting. I can't recall
Nice.
all of them right now.
So you got some work done, right?
Yeah, we got some work done.
Well, thank you very much, Vice President Quinn Massey. We will now transition to our Rules and Legislative Affairs Committee. Vice President Rogers.
The committee did meet. We spent the entirety of the time looking at the bylaw revision. We had a ton of people show up at the committee that were not a part of the committee. I really appreciate their time. Thank you for those who did show up. If you do want to hear more about the bylaw revision, we will be talking about it in committee next week, Thursday. And then currently the plan is to actually read the bylaw revision into the floor next week, Thursday. So you can hear about it on Wednesday, or you can wait till Thursday. The choice is yours. Majority of my time has been working on those bylaw revisions. I was also part of WSG, and I believe there will be a full briefing about that, so I'm not going to talk about that. I can't see Cole, but I'm assuming that briefing will happen. Awesome. And then the other thing is PTK met with Tim Casper to talk about the Food Diversity and Accessibility Honors Project. I mangled that name. Sanjay can tell you a lot more about it. Ashley can tell you, the new Ashley can tell you a lot more about it. But it was pretty cool. We met with Tim Casper, and yeah.
All right. Any questions, comments, or concerns for Vice President Rogers? In person or online? Sounds like that was a pretty full event there. Meetings after meetings, and then you got the coming next week. Really busy, huh? Thank you very much, Vice President Rogers. We will transition now to Vice President Surtsel for the Team Development Committee.
Yeah, so we discussed opportunities with the food drive upcoming event. I don't know if Cole has responded to Denise yet, but that's what I've been waiting on. But if not, that's okay. But we are hoping to aim for the end of March, I think, correct? Okay. But we're looking to aim for the end of March to conduct a food drive to collaborate with our student cupboard to collect food and help restock their food supply. They regularly order, but we don't get a lot of specialty items like free things or infant products or products for pets or sanitary products, anything like that. So I am getting in touch with Denise to get more of a rounded list, but as we dive into that, both of my planners will help us get situated in terms of logistics and tabling. We are hoping to table throughout the entirety of that week. We don't know necessarily what specific date that week will start, but we're hoping to have a full week of tabling to try to collaborate with not only getting product collected, but we also can educate the student body regarding our initiative with the student cupboard, making it, or oh my gosh, developing the student cupboard in the first place and having that offered to our student body. So we want to use it as an a opportunity for education or educating our student body. So it's something that I'm really, really excited about, and it allows us to get our volunteer hours. So other than that, though, I am working with Bethany to create a nice big binder for our next Vice President Team Development. Yeah, that'll conclude my report.
All right, thank you very much, Vice President Surtsel, and we do look forward to seeing that very soon. The weeks are flying by.
Yes.
We can get that done and get that approved and get everybody involved. That'd be very helpful, and I think that'd be very impactful. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns for Vice President Surtsel in person or online? Okay. Thank you very much. We will now move to our Vice President Ari Nichols for his Public Relations Committee.
Yeah, thanks. So, tabling, as you know, started this week. Sanjay was the first person to table. We did that on Tuesday. I know Ash was out there a bit earlier today. Wonderful to see that out there. Great making those connections. I was at the Winterfest at Goodman South. So was Annette. Thank you so much, Annette, for setting that up because I was late from the legislative seminar. And so we talked to, I think in total, we ended up talking to 50 students at that campus. It's great. We got a couple of them, took some flyers, took some scan of the QR code. So hopefully some of those will convert into what's it called? Applications for next year. As well, I think probably most likely next week we will start creation on the first couple of actual advertisements, I think is what we're gonna call them. Or yeah, the campaigning posters for the people that have submitted their information already. Gonna get started on that hopefully next week. Thank you, Cole, for nodding along. And then one other thing. Oh, yes. No, I got it. So, Earth Week. So this is not my project. This is Ashley's project and Quinn's project. But it does tie into something that I've been trying to get done for a while now, of just having a generalized sort of like end of the year celebration, tie that into Earth Day or whatever. That is something that interests you. Talk to Ashley. She'd love help on it. I'd love for people to work on it because that looks really good when we do a public events, guys, and we should do more of them. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Vice President Barry Nichols. Is there any questions or comments or even concerns that anybody wants to share in person or online? So I just want to commend you for all the work you've done this year with advertising for the Senate. Some of these posters and flyers and whatever you want to call them, looks really good. It's good work that you do. All right. I appreciate you, and hopefully we can transition and have a full Senate. All right, and we'll tip that off to you and get that word out there. All right, thank you very much. We will now move to our advisor for his report.
So to kick it off, like Ari stated, Ari will get that information tomorrow. We will start creating the candidate posters, and those will start being set in Canva, and we will disperse them on the day campaigning begins, Monday, March 9th. One of the things that's been asked to me is when will everybody, you all, the general students, be able to find out who is all running? That will also come out on Monday, March 9th. So once all of the posters are created and submitted, our Wolfpack Connect page will have a section that says, it says Senate applications. And from there, it will be everybody running in categorical form, president, vice president of administration and finance, down to branch campus senators. So you will be able to see everybody and you will be able to view their one pager from student senate, because that is where everybody will be able to view that, especially if there may be a student that's at one of our branch campuses and wants just to know who's all running. So that'll be on Wolfpack Connect. That'll go out in an email that's on Wolfpack Connect. It'll be made known to everybody who is campaigning. Speaking of election applications, so as of today, we are up to 15 applications, which is solid. We are a bit behind where we were last year. Last year at this time, we were at 25. We are just seeing slower responses to the emails. Last year, on average, we ended up with about 3 to 4 applications per email sent out. We've sent out about 5 or 6 emails. You all can tell me because you all get them and I don't get them. So a little bit slower in the return. The biggest thing I ask is during your time tabling, or if you have peers that are considering running for Senate, encourage them, especially if you firmly believe, hey, they could do a good job. Please have them submit an application. If you yourself want to run, please feel free to submit an application. As I checked last, because everything's broken down by submitted or draft applications, we have 10 sitting that look like they're completed in draft but haven't been submitted yet. So my goal is to hopefully reach out to them in the next week just to ask, hey, saw this was sitting here. Do you have any interest in submitting this? Do you have any questions you might have? I'm going to be presenting to you all later today about WSG and the fees and dues associated with that. I'm just telling you all now, please be ready next week to vote on what you're comfortable with in terms of those numbers, because we'll get backstory here in a minute. We do need to make a decision on that since our budget is due March 6th when we present to SAP. Questions for me? Yes.
Vice President Rogers, you're recognized.
Is it not true that it's a requirement in our bylaws that everyone actually talk to the people in their class once a semester And since there are slides made for that, would this not be a wonderful time to arrange to talk to those teachers, use that slide deck and kind of advertise those elections to boost those numbers?
It would be, it's something that's kind of fallen to the wayside for one, individuals say that they haven't been able to do so, but two, we've been lied to a lot that folks are doing it, and then I come to find out that they're not. So yes, I would always encourage you all, since we've been hitting up some additional initiatives that are happening, especially with the table actually starting. That's never happened before, and I'm really wanting us to keep that consistent. But yes, if you would like that slide deck, that's something I said I was gonna put up last week. For last time, I think I talked about this, so my apologies, you'll get that, but please ask your professors if you can have 5 minutes just to talk about it. Great opportunity just to promote the Senate. And if folks have any questions, they can answer that. So, yes.
And to piggyback off that, if we know that's not working and we are at the position where we are revising the bylaws, maybe that's something we can add in there to see how we can prove or keep senators accountable that they do follow through and speak in front of their classes. So, food for thought, folks. Any other questions, comments, concerns for Advisor Cole? And then Advisor Cole, I guess, just to touch up on elections, somebody can say that they're running right now, but it's only official once it's released.
Yeah, so the clearest way I can put this, on March 9th, when you go to the Wolfpack Connect site, because I will have that as updated as humanly possible at that point. If somebody is listed on that website, they have submitted their application, accepted it, and are going forward.
And they got vetted.
Correct. So if somebody says, I'm running, and you don't see them on there, best thing to do is defer them to VP Rogers first, because VP Rogers will be working with me on verifying all candidates that we have information for. And then it can come to me because I get the raw data that I can't share with other folks. But March 9th will be the telltale of who is running and who is not. And anybody who is disqualified from running, either because they don't meet the requirements or they are not currently enrolled students, we've had that in the past, they will receive an email stating why they are not running. It's very clear with that.
Any other questions or comments? Advisor Cole is always available if you want to Teams him or email him. He will get back to you as soon as he can, but he's very passionate about these elections. Please reach out if you have any questions. Thank you, Advisor Cole. We're going to move now to reports of special and select committees. And we will start with Vice President Quinn Mattson for the Student Activity Board.
Yeah, SAB met once again. We're meeting weekly until April, I believe. At which point I'll go back to bi-weekly. Every meeting has a collection of unique and exciting reports from orgs, but I don't tell you guys all those. The two large business items we addressed were United Common Ground presented their 3-year plan, the first 3-year plan presentation at SAB. And then we talked about raising SAB's cap on expenses put towards student life employees. This is written into the bylaws, I believe, of SAB. We have a cap of $400,000 and some change that we're willing to put towards student life employees. Employment, health insurance, wages, everything has gone up. The college has been covering the rest, and their share has been growing because our share is capped, and they've asked to change this arrangement to a percentage agreement. And so our share would grow as expenses grow. SAB did not come to a decision on agreeing to the percentage, but I think we agreed to remove the cap. We got halfway through the decision.
It's 34%.
Yeah, no, we made a decision.
Yeah.
Decision was made, it was voted on, it was approved. Yeah.
You remember what percentage was? I can say.
34.
Yeah,
Go
so
ahead.
6634. So student life will now cover, SAB will cover 66% of the cost, and 34% to the general fund of the college.
These meetings are recorded. I mean, check into your report, I add to it.
Yeah.
These meetings are recorded, so if you do have any questions, or if you want a little more in depth of the conversations, feel free to upload them and watch them. Vice President Quinn Mattson gives us a nice little summary, so it's kind of hard for him to explain everything that happened in this 2-hour meeting.
Yeah, the reports are really exciting. You guys should tune in sometime. I'm kidding. The reports, some of them are the same thing every week. But it's important. It's good to know what's going on with the other 11 student orgs that are here at the college, all as big movers and shakers as student senate is. There's a lot more schools than just what we see. That concludes my report.
All right, thank you very much, Vice President Quinn Mattson. And just to respect the time, folks, if you have any questions or comments or concerns, I would ask that you teams him or email him. He will respond to you in due time. And we're going to move on. Textbook Affordability Committee is vacant.
No, we have
Sierra Brunner. All right, Vice Senator Brunner, do you have a report for us?
No report. We did meet this past Monday for our first meeting of the season, but next month is our next meeting.
Understood. Thank you very much, Senator. All right. So now we will transition to International Students Affairs Committee. Senator Sindar, who is excused. Is there anybody else that wants to read this report or has anything that they would like to say? Senator Larson?
Yeah, I can read the report. So yeah, we all met last Friday, and with CIE, Stephanie, can't remember her last name, but she seemed pretty cool. We talked a little bit about like ICE and being in the building, if they were to come in the building, and what faculty, what protocols faculty is going to follow in case they would come, and also learning more about like what counts as a public versus private space. And then we also, CIE was talking about something along the lines of a whistle campaign and just spreading that around and maybe collaborating with other clubs and orgs to really to inform everyone. And if you don't know what the whistle campaign is, it's basically handing out whistles for domestic students to use in case they did encounter ICE or see ICE, to warn international students to go the other direction for safety. So I think that's all. We also were joined by 2 of the new senators. Thank you guys so much for coming. I don't know if there's anything I missed, if anything you wanted to add.
Thank you very much, Senator Larson. And I'd open it up now for any questions, comments, concerns for the International Affairs Committee. Vice President Turtle, you're recognized.
Yeah, I know that United Common Ground was handing out whistles at the Tabling Winterfest event, which you know, I think they're starting to do that more often with their tabling events. I highly recommend just talking with them. They're a great resource.
It's the same.
Do what? Yeah.
I was
Senator-
gonna say, IE
Okay.
and UCG are basically the same entity.
Oh, they
One's the
are.
name of the location. So
Okay.
yeah, and they're making them in different colors too. I got a purple one.
I got it.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? I would ask that you have teams, Senator Sindar or Senator Larson. They will get back to you as soon as they can. Did you have a comment, Senator?
No.
Okay. All right, we will now transition for our reports from branch campuses. Watertown is vacant. Portage campus is vacant. Fort Atkinson is vacant. Goodman South, Senator Bowers, do you have a report for us? Senator Crowder, do you have a report for us?
Just a really short report that, Ari already mentioned. I helped table, talk to people about the elections coming up. Cole has already secured some space for me to do tabling in the main cafeteria. Otherwise, I'll be tabling in the library, and then I am waiting for Freddie to get back from wherever he's hiding, and I'll get something in the newsletter about Senate, et cetera. And I got I talked to Student Life over there, and she's gonna put out our election flyer, the one that's in the little plastic thing. She'll be putting that right outside of Student Life, and I got the bigger election flyer that I got from Ari that is over by the desk when you come in the building, but it's on the board. So when she turns the board out, you see it.
Thank you, Senator Crowder. So, sounds amazing. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Senator Crowder? Or online? Vice President Rogers, do you recognize?
Question not for Annette, sorry. Is there a plan to get flyers up on the regional campuses?
Yes, there is. Vice President already.
Yeah, they
You and Vice
exist.
Cole.
Yeah, they exist. I think, oh, great, he's back. Cole.
Yes.
They're out there.
Yeah, have we gotten all of the, or what of the branch campus flyers have we gotten out? Because I know we still have, we have gotten them all out. Did you
Yeah,
make
so
two
every single
Watertown
branch
ones?
campus, Goodman South, and the 4 branches outside of there all have at least 4.
Okay.
And I saw the Goodman Souths are up on
Yeah.
their bulletin boards, and then there's a couple others in spring places.
Is it possible to get quarters too?
Quarter sheets of them.
Yeah, because I was asked about, Addie or
Ally asked me
she
about
was
them,
gonna
yeah.
send you a message. when you have-
Yeah, I can look into that for next week.
Okay.
Thank you, Senator Crowder. All right. Does any, I don't think anybody has a report from Reedsburg besides Senator Sindar. Understood. We will now move to reports from College Assembly and Shared Governance Councils. College Assembly is vacant. College Assembly, Vice President Rogers, we grateful to hear your report.
I have not been to a meeting. There has not been a meeting to my knowledge. There is a shared governance listening session happening on Thursday, next week, Thursday, from 1:30 to 2:30. And I believe that is via Zoom. But I believe it is open to the public.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be through some online format. Everybody's able to attend. There will be 4 breakout sessions during the time that you can attend. I'll be facilitating one of them. So if you do want to attend, please don't come to my room for the other 3, just because you'll be able to get somebody else's perspective. To the same note as the Jersey Certificate. The green, they go by the green team, that they're going by, has officially been, sworn in as a shared governance council. So starting next year, we will have a seat on the green team, just expanding to it. And, hopefully coming in the near future, I worked to help create, guidelines for the creation of new councils into the future. And we're creating an assessment for measuring every 3 years if councils are being effective, or if we're going to remove them.
Let's take this moment, if we can, to give a round of applause. Vice President Clint Madsen, who did a lot of work on the green team and inviting people. A lot of work throughout the year and just seeing it, they stayed motivated, they stayed diligent, and they just kept going. So good to see it now that you see this in fruition. This is going to be here after. Thank you guys very much. Thanks, Advisor Cole. Is there any other questions or comments? All right. We will now move to Academic Council. Senator Wilmot, do you have a report for us?
Yes, finally, yes. Okay, so we met last week on Thursday 12. So the Academic Council is advocating best practices for digital learning quality across all the modalities. But they want to talk more about it with more people from the faculties to see what they think. And the same. So they made the announcement about the listening session next week on Thursday 26th because they want more people to join and more people to know what is the shared governance. So I'll send out a link. I'm gonna send out a link about the standards that they want to follow because they want to be expand the college to the under the WCAG standards. So maybe you can check it out and see if you have any opinions or something that you would like me to ask to them. So just let me know. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Wilmot. That's a very awesome report, and we will do our best to come up with questions to help you better be equipped for that meeting. Is there any questions or comments for Senator Wilmot? Vice President Coruscant, you are recognized.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to ask just very briefly, Ida, that I know that they are looking to discuss more with faculty. Were they going to consider discussing anything in terms of how effective remote learning is with students?
No, they want to talk with the faculty first
Okay.
because the standards is more for the courses, how
Right.
the teachers are to follow the courses. So yeah.
Right. Okay, okay. Yeah, the reason why I ask is I know that, I'm navigating an issue, or initiative, and faculty outs, even though requirements are being met, there are opinions regarding remote learning, how it's either effective or non-effective. So that's why I wanted context, but thank you very much for, providing your perspective and helping me answer my question. Thank you.
You very much, Senator Crowder, you're recognized.
Thank you. I just wanted to basically, I guess, ask if they're looking at UDLs, which is the offering multiple ways for students to learn and show what they know. That's part of what's in, the disability resolution, once I find it again. But I'll drop it in the chat. And it'll have a link to explaining. Thank you.
No, thank you, Senator Crowder. And Senator Roma, Ida, hopefully all this is helpful and we can connect and get you better equipped for that next meeting. Thank you so much for that report. And we were now moved to FPIC for Vice President Quinn Matson for his report.
Yeah, FPIC met earlier this week. And I learned a lot. So this was the first meeting of the semester that I could attend. I introduced myself. We had a few reports from subcommittees. There's a committee on public artwork. We talked about visiting the next campus as well. FPIC will be visiting Commercial Avenue later this semester. I think the day that we were landing on was April 28th. Anyone's invited to join if you want. We were picking between 2 days. That was the more popular, but I don't know if that's finalized yet. For items of new business, I presented an honors project of mine talking about adding more plant variety to the lawns of the Truax campus. We heard some college assembly updates. And then we talked about the gender neutral bathrooms for a while. It turns out that the planned reconstruction of single occupancy or gender neutral bathrooms that were supposed to happen on B, D, and E wings have been changed over to traditional bathrooms, multi-occupancy. This decision was driven by faculty demand to have normal bathrooms or multi-use bathrooms. We talked about writing some policy moving forward, like laying out the landscape of moving towards single occupancy and gender neutral bathrooms more often. As everyone on the council feels like that's kind of the direction student preference is going. I can elaborate more if someone wants to ask a question. There's an update that I and David gave from the green team. And then we looked ahead a bit at the facility strategic plan. And they will be putting in outdoor fitness equipment at one campus soon, and Commercial Avenue asked to be included just because they're kind of short on student services and stuff. There's not a rec and there's not food available. So they said if people have to be here for a while, maybe they can go outside and there's like a recreational equipment, workout equipment outside on the lawn. Sorry, long report. There's a lot I wanted to bring to the table. That concludes my report.
All right, I'm gonna have to respect the time, ask any questions or comments, email or you Teams Vice President Quinn Matson, and we're gonna move right into Finance Council. Senator Larson for your report, if you have one.
Yeah, so we did meet last week, and one of the things we've been working on is creating an audit form to get like a accurate description of all like the software purchases that are happening around the college, because Dr. Burns and Dr. Tim Casper and all them folks are trying to find hidden pockets of money. since we're not getting enough funding. And one of them was this audit form to like kind of establish, whether or not we're gonna change, how we purchase software, all the like teachers, et cetera. And so that audit form is still in the works of being created. It's super fun, super exciting stuff. But hopefully it'll be finished by next month. And that is my report.
Thank you, Senator Larson. To respect the time, we're going to ask if you have any questions to teams or email Senator Larson. She will get back to you in due time. And with that, we will transition to Information Technology Council, which is vacant. So we will move on to the Student Affairs Council. Vice President Ari Nichols for your report.
Thank you. So, not something super long. We will be meeting tomorrow to finalize our issue statement, I think is what we're calling it. Yeah. Which is just like the main thing that we've decided should be tackled by the college. And that is food affordability and accessibility. So I know PTK also is in Student Affairs Council, so they were actually a big push in getting that into being the issue policy that we did for that. Otherwise, I will have more for you next week, including the report.
Thank you very much, Vice President Ari Nichols. Keep up the good work. Do we have any unfinished business? Hearing none, seeing none, we're going to move to our new business. WSG membership discussion, Advisor Cardio Cole, you are recognized.
Point of question, is this something that could feasibly be pushed to next week, considering the time?
No.
It's-
Point of question has been asked if it can be pushed to next week. Let's say the Senate.
Well, it's a question to call.
Question of Cole.
It's more for them.
So the reality to it is I would have to be able to present next week and we'd have to make a decision all in that time frame because this would modify what our budget looks like that we provided as a kind of a overview of what we were looking at. And also it sets the tone for if there's going to be a March meeting of the advisors to come forward. So entirely up to you all. If I could put my bias out there a little bit, just to be honest with you, there could be a great deal of money associated with this that I do want you all to be, we don't have to make a vote today, but confidence in your decision for what it's going to look like, because this will have an impact on at least 3 moving parts of Senate's operation and involvement at the state level. That's my bias. You all make your choice though. Yes.
Can you do this in less than 20 minutes?
I'm sure I could probably do it in less than 20 minutes, but I do want to take some time to answer some questions so that folks feel confident next week to make their vote. So I can I can keep it under 20 minutes.
Also stand up.
So.
All right, Advisor Cole, floor is yours.
Okay. So, the folks online for you all here, as you can see, Wisconsin Student Government, the Student Senate, the presentation on the current state of Wisconsin student government, which I'll talk about in a moment, our partnership with them, and the future of our collaboration. So this is not a set in stone, woe is me. This is something to be aware of. So I'm going to talk real quick because I did the deep dive, so you all don't have to, about what is WSG. You've heard us talk about it, Wisconsin Student Government. So Wisconsin Student Government is a student-led 501c6 organization for all 16 WTCS schools. Why do I tell you that? Our tax status says that we're able to actively promote and improve the business conditions and allow for lobbying to engage in political activities. I tell you that because that is what WSG is. We are the lobbying arm for the students of the Wisconsin Technical College system. So I want to be very clear with that when I say this, that it is an organization we're a part of. We are a lobbying organization. And Annette can tell me if I'm wrong, being a former AFO. To be clear there. WSG was founded in 1972 on the premise, and lose my voice, to strengthen technical education through leadership, advocacy, and collaboration. We've been a member of it since its inception in 1972. Whatever schools were present at that time, Madison College has obviously been around for quite a long time. We've been involved in this since its inception. And yearly, WSG's operation culminates in the hosting of the legislative seminar, which you'll hear about next week. And that's a 3-day event where we come together and prepare to meet with our legislators like myself, and many of you participated in on Tuesday. A lot here, so I'm just going to tell you the gist of what you want to know. You can read the screen. Membership. What does the membership cover since we have to pay it every single year? So I write a check through the college every year to be a part of WSG. It includes reserved spot at the meetings that are up here. So if you remember in October, we did a 2-day meeting up at Chippewa Valley Technical College to kind of learn about WSG, its operations, stuff like that. Since then, November, January, and then April are all 1-day meetings in which we travel to those respective colleges for WSG to come to meet. Those traditionally are more just getting caught up prior to the legislative seminar. The November, and the January are prepping for that. We're putting together something called a position paper, which hopefully many of you all have seen. I believe it has been shared. But that is what WSG kind of works upon through different committees. And then it ends up with us at the legislative seminar that takes place from Sunday to Tuesday, right here in Madison at the Concourse Hotel, which then is like the promotion of us going and speaking with our legislators. The cost also, the dues also cover food at all events and cost of supplies. So again, this is per WSG, what our money goes to. How are the dues and fees determined? The legislative seminar fees are set by the WSG governors in a vote. Historically, the fee to attend, which includes attendance, technology, food supplies, attendances, you get a reserved spot, supplies, etc., is anywhere from $150 to more. I don't know when prior it was under $150, but I do know in the last decade it was sub $150 and it was raised then to $150. As we know, costs continue to rise. For the previous 3 years for the fees, it's been $150 per person. We pay on a per person model. If you're a part of a committee, which everybody is a part of, WSG has its own committees, that's all you need to know. And if you're not a part of one, which nobody is a part of, you pay an additional $30. So we paid $150 per person for 4 of us, including myself, $600 to attend the legislative seminar this year. Dues. How are our dues determined? Our yearly dues determined by a math equation that was set in WSG bylaws. I don't know how it came to that. If you have questions about that, I would defer to Annette if she knows after this. Nope, cool. But it's set to, your dues are set by the previously year reported full-time and equivalent enrolled student times 17%. I don't know why it's 17%. Please don't ask me, but it was set at that. So I have our dues here. They might be a little small on mine. I'm just going to tell you what it is. For 23-24, the previous year's FTE was $77.94. We paid $13.25. And as you can see, we have increased in enrollment of FTEs at Madison College to where this year we paid $1,444.25 to be members of WSG at almost 8,500 students. As we know, Madison College has been seeing an increase in its enrollment. If the FTE number is to increase, that dollar number increases. I just want to make sure I'm not trying to talk down to it. Does this make sense to everybody? Beautiful. Why am I talking with you? The state of WSG is in some financial transition. They are looking to drive in ways to increase their revenue because their expenses greatly outweigh the revenue that they take in. WSG collects revenue from 2 streams and 2 streams only. Dues, the attendance of the legislative seminar. Their expenses stem a variety of things, all related during the time that they operate, and almost all go back into the meetings. There is no compensation for folks who participate. Everything is done on a volunteer basis. There is some reimbursement for travel for individuals. Specifically, only the president of WSG is reimbursed for their mileage. And then the resource director is only reimbursed for mileage and any hotel costs that may come because they have to attend every single meeting. And currently they are they live in Stevens Point. So with this being discussed, this idea, simple but true, is that they're looking to increase this. This is going to be decided in April. That's why we're talking now, because we decide our budget in 2 weeks. Doing good done time so far. Yes? Cool.
Got 9.
So let's start with the fee. I was at a separate meeting during the legislative seminar when Sanjay and Furkan were meeting with all the students with the advisors talking about this. Currently, we pay $150, as I said, per person, and it's been stagnant to slightly increased. Well, it wasn't decided. The idea was tossed out of raising the legislative seminar fee to $175. Now, that's not necessarily negotiable. That's just they're thinking this might be the sweet spot of setting it. Why? Lesser student attendance, the attendance of the legislative seminar has decreased over the years. This year, they only had 102 total registrations. In previous years, it's been 130 and above, which has driven obviously their revenue. The other part, increasing operating costs because they choose to operate out of the Madison Concourse Hotel. I don't know about you all, I think it's a pretty fancy hotel. That would tell me why those are up there. So one of the things to consider is that they're looking to increase this fee by $175, and that comes out of our travel budget. The larger decision, WSG yearly dues. As I said, we paid $14.44 for our dues. Identified increase, it's not decided. The following slide will dictate what is estimated. 4 of these were given to me at a meeting as estimates. 4 of them I created based upon the estimates they gave and what they're looking to do. It's not a secret. I'm going to be very transparent with you all here. Due to the financial transition that WSG is going through, they are not looking to break even. They're looking to build a small reserve that they've had previously that has been spent down for a variety of different reasons that I'm not exactly privy to in my only 2 years of working here. There is an audit going on into what has been going on and why this is operating the way that it is. This is just what was provided to me, just to be clear. As I said, just blowing it up, here's what we paid previously. So assuming that enrollment stays at 8496, let's say that for the next 3 years, our enrollment stays flat. This spot to the right here dictates if they increased by that certain percentage, and I give you how much is that increasing from our current 17%, what the amount would pay and what the change in the cost is to us. I'm going to read this verbatim to you so you see. 20%, 22%, 25, 27, 30, 32, 34. We range from $1,699 all the way to $2,973. With those changes ranging anywhere from $250 to almost $1,500. Why am I telling you this? We have to request from the SAB a specific amount of money for our membership in dues, which is a item line on our budget. Currently, that item line, if you've seen our budget online, we'll have a presentation about it here as soon as it's been requested, is $1,800. That builds in the amount for the dues, and we build in a small amount more for either professional development opportunities for students like you all to participate in, or if our costs increase as it relates to the legislative seminar, because we don't want to cap who all goes to. If you want to attend, I want to send you. Why is this important to know? Let me see if this goes. An increase of this size is something that we have to take in with extreme prejudice and consideration, being that we would look to increase our amount anywhere from $250, which we technically have some money to move around with to do so, to them saying that they're going to increase everybody to, let's say, 30%. And we don't have a say in that. We don't have a say in any of these numbers, actually. We only have a say in what goes into our budget. I push this to you all now because you all, as Student Senate, make the decision as it relates to student fee money, how much we are willing to allot to this. And if the amount that they're increasing by goes above what you're willing to allot as the increase, that has implications on our participation in WSG into the future. Nice way of me putting that, we would not participate. I did the math. Ashley was with me as I was doing this. She saw it. As of right now, based upon that $175 number I gave you, just because I was like, let's check it on out. To go above break even, to make about $480, WSG at minimum would have to raise the percentage to 28%. And that actually puts us at about 2341. $2,341 would be our yearly due at the time that it comes up if they raise that level. I have questions here, but this is the time where how much time you want to give me to have the discussion, and then I'll stop.
I said it before.
Right, 9 minutes.
We're at 9 minutes.
It's at 6:21 right now.
All right. We take 3 minutes. If it goes longer, it goes longer.
Vice President Quinn
Yeah,
Mattson, you're
go ahead.
recognized.
I want to put it out there that the other big expense in our travel budget is
SGI.
The SGI, which I think was well above even the highest numbers here. And And I'm concerned maybe it was less impactful in terms of serving the students than our participation in WSG.
It's okay. Vice President Rogers, you recognize?
Do you have any way of quantifying the actual effect of WSG? I mean, at the beginning, it said that it allows us to lobby. Can't we meet with senators already? What are we actually gaining through that we don't have access to otherwise?
So yes, let me answer that first part. Can we meet with our legislators ourselves? We definitely can. It's been discussed in the past that legislators, senators, and assembly reps that are within the Madison area have been invited to attend a student senate meeting for us to kind of hear from them as they do represent us, but also allows us to do a little bit of lobbying. What do we get from being a part of WSG? Logically on its face, we are a part of an organization that acts as a unification for the largest schools, for the largest collegiate system in the state. And it allows us to ensure that we're being heard on a political level as it relates to funding opportunities, increasing for different avenues like open educational resources or Wisconsin grants, and allows us to have a specific day to be able to meet with our legislators. That's all that I can really give you on a logical sense.
Vice President Rogers, follow up?
But considering that the pot is growing for student fees, currently not always going to happen,
Yeah.
how difficult would it be to convince SAB to give us $900 more for this?
So one of the realities to it that we've seen within our budget, especially with some of the changes that might be coming down, it may not be difficult, it's just a reallocation, truthfully. The difficult part is when you're going to be requesting an additional $1,800. That is the difficult part. That's the question that we will be faced, and I'm just telling you all this because it's what Senate's gonna face. How is this a good use of student fee money? We have to be able to justify that as you all, as the student leaders. So I have to be very transparent with you on that.
Vice President Quinn Mattson, you recognize?
Do you think it's feasible for us to lobby to state legislators on our own if we left WSG? Could we fulfill the purpose of this expense if we stop sending money and stop participating in WSG?
If the students are motivated to do so, yes. That's what I have to say. Because Ari set up the meetings, I appreciate it. They responded, and I did not participate in any of them. The students, you all participated to make that difference. So if the students are motivated, yes, but it cannot be something that befalls to the advisor because they want to hear from students, not from me.
Senator Crowder?
Can I mention something as a follow-up to that real quick?
Go ahead. Yep.
We did not, when we talked to them, we never mentioned that we were part of WSG. So we only said that we were representing Madison College, and they didn't actually, only thing related to WSG we provided them was the position paper. We never said we were a part of that.
Senator Crowder?
First, I'll just say something in regards to that. I'm sure they knew that it was WSG because
Yeah.
this happens yearly around the same time. I guess my thought is that it's a collective voice giving a similar message, and that message can be very powerful when multiple people are giving, or multiple entities are giving it. The other thing for me that I've noticed that's powerful with WSG is that we've been able to influence the Wisconsin Technical College system on their fees by being part of WSG. So, not Kai, but the president even before then, that was here at Madison College, it was the president for 2 years. I can't think of her name right now. I didn't remember her name.
For all that time.
Okay, well, she started the letter writing to the technical college system. And now they've come back to us 2 years in a row saying that letter made a difference. That's why we cut that fee in half. I mean, you guys asked for this, we asked for that, we met you in the middle type thing.
Thank you, Senator Crowder. Senator Jagadish?
Kind of going from what I experienced throughout this past year, seeing everything, I think two main issues arose mainly. One, as you guys all saw with the position paper, two, maybe everything wasn't best suited for what we as Madison College needed. Just in regards to where we're trying to serve all 16 colleges, things kind of got taken out of control. That's not the right words, but out of control in the sense that they're focusing on things that are really affecting the other colleges and are important issues, but are things maybe Madison College is already working on or have already instantiated. And so maybe isn't the best thing we could be advocating for at that time. And so an example would be the second point on the paper with like student services and everything. Like Madison College has a good student services, and that's something we can still improve upon. But was there something we could have advocated for instead? And so things this year got kind of taken where we say these are the issues we're facing, this is what we want to advocate for, but just being in the unique spot where we're at, where maybe it didn't best suit what we could advocate for. And maybe if it's something where we're advocating for ourselves and bringing people in here, we could better advocate that way. Just something to keep in mind. And two, Cole, I don't know if you want to touch upon this, but just the differences with that 17%, 20%, so on and forth, how we're impacted, the impact that's on us isn't the same as, say, a school or institution from like up north somewhere with a smaller amount of people that go there compared to like us versus MATC, Milwaukee. Yeah, so like we're affected not the same amount as those other ones. So we're being forced to pay even more now, then the increase would not be the same for them if we increase to that amount.
You asked me to talk.
If you want to.
So yeah, Milwaukee Area Technical College and Madison Area Technical College pay more than a strong collective of the other schools. So an increase of a significant amount, as Sanjay stated, does have a higher increase for us compared to potentially other schools. Yes, is that kind of answer what you're talking about? Okay, yeah, I'll be transparent with that. I don't know how much time I have left, so I can take maybe one
You
more.
have a minute and 30 seconds. What do we know what Milwaukee is planning on doing?
No, so the purpose of me bringing this to you is because I'm the one that raised the concern about continuously trying to raise or do a double-digit raise in a percentage amount without exploring other options and opportunities, including they were talking about wanting to increase the number of folks who attend the legislative seminar, in which I do think quite a few of you would have wanted to attend, especially if you attend on that Tuesday, but missing 2 days of classes is very strenuous, very difficult, as many of y'all had mentioned. So that's why I'm talking with you all, because again, I don't know what other colleges do. I'm not going to talk down on them. You all make the decision. This is your budget. We don't ask anyone else to pay this for us. You all are the ones that make those requests. So
Vice President Quinn Manson?
we may be on an island, truth be told.
Understood.
Yeah, I don't know if I said all the things out loud before. This SGI trip was $5.5 grand. Is that right?
Yes, everything considered with SGI was a little bit, I think it was a little bit over $4,600 to send the was it six of y'all and me? 5 or 6, yes.
Which was not really, that was just, for everyone who wasn't there, that was kind of just team building, networking with schools that are outside of the Midwest. I, like everyone else who's been to WSG meetings recently, have been like frustrated with the direction sometimes and the way it's applicable to Madison College. I also think that if we need to cap our travel expenses, then we should not just look at cutting WSG annoyances aside. I think maybe we could talk about drawing a line somewhere like 2,100 and saying if it goes over that, then we will have to step out, but we can make room for that. Something like, you know.
Sure. Thank you. To respect time, I must interrupt. It is 6:30 p.m. Our meeting was the last 6:30 p.m. Seems like we do have some more material to cover. If anybody would like to leave, they will not be docked for it. But at this moment, I would entertain a motion to extend the meeting. Motion made by Vice President Rogers, seconded by Senator Crowder. I would love for discussion in person or online.
How long?
How long, Vice President Rogers?
Until the agenda is finished.
Until the agenda finished. Crowder, do you agree? Understood. Any discussion? All right, hearing none, seeing none, I'm gonna take a vote unanimous consent. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like I said, any one of you can leave. You will not be docked for any points, but we are going to continue this meeting until the agenda is complete.
So last 2 things. One with that, with extending it, be advised, if we fall below quorum, the meeting automatically ends. The only other thing I wanted to say with this, unless you're going to ask me questions, I just want to say what Quinn said is exactly what I'm asking you to do. Looking at this, I would like for y'all to come back with what is the top amount you're willing to say we're good to go with, and we would work to include that within our budget. And if it extends beyond that,
Thank you, Advisor Cole. And I would ask anybody if they have any questions to Teams or email him to respect the time we have to move on to the district board liaison for his report. Hassan, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, President Villarreal. Hey, Cole, are you able to pull up the presentation? Otherwise, I can do it also. If it's gonna take time, I have it here.
What did you send it to me on?
It's on, that's fine. I will pull it up here. I'm not, yeah, perfect. Okay, well, I don't want to, okay, not the last slide right now. Okay, cool. Good evening, my friends. Thank you very much for the extra time. Please interrupt me if you have any questions right away, but I will be quick since I heard we are going beyond our time. But basically, first of all, I wanted to thank you for inviting me and hosting me and going over the time. I'm excited to report back from the 2026 ACCT Legislative Seminar in Washington, D.C., where I represented Madison College as a student liaison with the Madison College District Board alongside with our my dear friends, President Villarreal. This summit brought together community colleges and leaders across the country to talk about federal workforce education and how we can make the accessibility of the students really supportive. So I did say briefly what is ACCT, and sorry, let me just pull on the second one here. And then I won't be putting it as a full presentation. I will be using my notes beneath it, so apologize about that, but hopefully you all are able to see the main slide here. So the ACCT is the Association of Community Colleges Trustees. It represents over 6,500 trustees. So basically, one of our 9 district board are included in the 6,500 trustees, and over 1,000 community colleges across the nation. We had around 12,000 leaders during the summit, including student trustees and also presidents and also administrations, executives, and also leaders like the leaders like Jose and me, student leaders across that summit. The main goal was to advocate for national level for policy strengthening community colleges, improving student success. The purpose of the meeting was basically there was three main points. The first of all, and it was for 3 days. So the first day was about briefings about our meetings with the Secretary of Under the Education, basically the spokesperson for the Department of Education, and he was briefing us about any recent updates and news with the administration and the executive branch, especially with dismantling the recent news with dismantling the Department of Education. And they were focusing on how we can advocate that in the higher level of the government, especially with the congressional members. And then ACCT did a very well job being the middle person for us as a community colleges and also the executive branch or the congressional branch at the government. They're basically, like I was listening to the meeting, they're basically the WTCS, but for all the community colleges in America. Most of like I said, the first day policy was briefing. The second day, this is the main day, we focused on the recent issue with workforce Pell Grant and also expansion to short workforce program, like basically welding and dental, anything that takes like a welding, dental, carpentership, anything like that, any degrees that takes less than a year. They're heavily scrutinized. They're not getting proper Pell Grant, and we were advocating for that. Also, with the recent loan changes, especially with the previous administration, Biden's administration was emphasizing a lot about student loans forgiveness. This administration have changed those kind of policies, and also the authority from being everything used to be handled by the Department of Education. Now it's being handled by each state and by each region. So that was our main topics were in the ACCT. And on the second hill, I do want to share pictures here. Sorry, skip this slide here. This one here, I wanted to share that our meetings with congressional members from each side of the aisle, Republican and Democrat, we met with, as you may know, famous people here, Senator Tammy Baldwin, Representative Mark Pocan, Senator Ron Johnson. It says office in the front. That means we met with their staffer, not with the individual senator. And then we had Representative Van Orden, and then Girthman, and then Fitzgerald. They were all represented. There were some of them were, back and forth, but the others like Senator Tammy Baldwin and Representative Mark Pocan, they were very supportive of us, especially when it comes to funding for community colleges. Other senators are more like, we want to fund research, we want to fund 4 years. And unfortunately, during our conversations, there were misconceptions about community colleges only feeders for the 4 years, but we are the workforce of Wisconsin when it comes for our students graduating from here. In fact, 90% of our students graduate and get internship within or jobs within the next first 6 months. So this is where we're trying to convince the legislators about it, because if they hear from us, they could vote in the Congress. I also wanted to thank I won't go deep into our conversations with the legislators over there, but I just want to give a brief about each person. Like I said, Tammy Baldwin and Mark Pocan were very supportive, but when it comes to other senators from the different aisles, Republicans, they're a bit more, back and forth saying, why we should support you guys. Very interesting conversations. Lastly, I also wanted to thank our leadership from Madison College, Dr. Byrne, Dr. Mark Thomas, as you may all heard of them and met them also in the Student Senate. Also, I wanted to thank our trustees, Dr. or Donald Dantzler. He's a very famous guy at not only in Madison, but also at ACCT. He's a director at large for the Association of Community Colleges, and also our 2 other trustees, Shayna and Cobry White. So I wanted to thank them for their support coming along us and really hearing the stories from the students. Me and Jose were very, very well structured over there. We were the 2 student speakers. In fact, there was only 3 students from the state of Wisconsin, and we were the 2 student speakers with a lot of the senators over there, and we blended into each other very well. Jose, he represented more being a student parent and also being in the workforce environment. And also I represented being as an international student and being the challenges that I faced, but also the opportunities that the state of Wisconsin gave me. So it was a very, very well meetings that we had with our legislative staff over there. Lastly, I wanted to thank my friend Jose for his advocacy also on behalf of the students. One thing I learned about him is his love of ramen noodles. So it was a really nice dinner having our last day in Washington, D.C. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Hassan, and I'll give you a round of applause for that. And with that, we would just ask if anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, to please reach out to Hassan. Thank you, Hassan. And now we're going to transition into the 3-year plan organizational goals. Vice President Quinn Matson.
Yeah. Cole is pulling the organizational goals up on the screen right now. I am going to, I don't even know if I should read through these in full. This is just an opportunity for anyone to put in any other ideas or protest the general layout of these goals. We can now see them on the screen. I was trying to bridge the gap between having big, vague goals like we did in the previous 3-year plan with specific things that are measurable and actionable, but don't really lock the student senate into working on things that they don't think are the most important. So the goals are very broad. The first goal is serve core student needs. The second goal is strengthen the Senate's connection with students. And the third goal is support external efforts to serve student needs. I think these are the 3 main things that we are trying to do as Student Senate. And then underneath each of these goals, we came up with some short-term strategies and some long-term strategies. The short-term the action steps underneath each of these sections are directly taken from the things that Student Senate has been doing this year. So under the first goal, serve the core student needs, some of the short-term strategies are using information provided by the budget department and auxiliary services to determine how the school can prevent the continued increase of cafeteria food prices. monitor the availability of gender neutral bathrooms during evenings and off hours at Madison College campuses. I went through all these.
Whatever you would like to do. This is your time.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly try and touch on all of them. Collaborate with the new Sustainability Council and student-led sustainability groups in the execution of a yearly Earth Week celebration in late April. Determine how to add student fridges to Madison College campuses, what campuses and departments would most benefit, how they would be secured, where funding would be sourced, bring these problems and solutions to pertinent shared governance councils and administrators. And develop regular channels of dialogue with other student groups, particularly but not limited to identity-based groups, to maintain a comprehensive picture of the student experience. Moving down to goal 2, strengthen Senate's connection with students. Short-term steps, implement Senate warm welcomes at least once a semester at the flagship campus. These will be week-long tabling events stationed at major pathways on campus, greeting students and distributing flyers, snacks, and seasonal drinks. Create pamphlets with information about student resources, including mental health, healthcare, and food pantry regularly, and distribute them from the Student Senate office and at all college events the Student Senate participates in. Third action step, invite public safety to a Senate meeting to better understand how federal laws will be enforced on campus and convey to them student concerns. Longer term strategies, execute warm welcomes at every branch campus, determine a reasonable frequency for their occurrence at every location, and document a repeatable procedure for their execution going into the future. Assess the college's distribution of information concerning student resources, identify more effective ways to reach students, and propose these new strategies to relevant bodies, including the President's Cabinet and student life. Ensure the Student Senate's continued visibility by posting frequently to social media and representing the Student Senate at multiple college events each semester. The third goal, support external efforts to serve student needs. I felt a little more, I had a little more trouble filling this one in because I'm not exactly sure what external efforts are going to come our way in coming years. How I know what we care about and how we feel we can best serve student needs. I don't know what the President, Dr. Byrne, is going to say is most important next year, and how that can involve us. So when I'm done talking, I'm going to read through these as well, but I'd love ideas or critiques, things you think I have here that should not be here, or things that I don't have here that should be here. Under short-term strategies, I have invite choice members of administration, staff, and faculty to General Assembly meetings to build Senate members' awareness of their work. Ideally, at least every other General Assembly will feature a guest speaker bearing information about Madison College activities. Remain formally involved by whatever routes are made available to students in the JED Foundation's work on Madison College campuses. I understand Vice President Rogers is involved in a intensive student focus group. Vice President Rogers' participation in that group keeps Student Senate aware of JED Foundation activities. And I think that's really valuable. That's why I put that in there. Maintain the activities of an International Student Affairs Committee and its role as a liaison between international students and the CIE. Long-term strategy, remain updated on the school's transition to Workday students from PeopleSoft. This will be what are we talking about, 3-year process. But really feels like moving at a snail's pace on that. Determine what information is most important for students and use existing practices of postering and tabling at events to communicate this information. Lastly, transition the International Student Affairs Committee into a standing committee.
Okay. Thank you very much, Vice President Quinn Matheson. And we do got 9 minutes for Q&A. I open up the floor in person or online. Vice President Rogers, you're recognized.
I can very clearly see where each one of these goals is coming from something that the current Senate is working on. My concern is that these are very specific to projects we're currently working on, which I love. My concern is that it will pigeonhole them to specific projects that we have been working on.
Yeah, can I respond to that
Please do.
directly? So, I think that if I don't know what else I would put in. So we want something that's actionable and specific, like checklist, things that they can do. Those would come directly from our work. So they don't walk in and then say like, what should the Student Senate do? It's like, no, we already have a game plan. Student Senate already has a purpose and we already have projects that flow from that purpose that are already started. We're just handing off the reins to them. Whereas if, yeah, I guess if for everything that we can't know, I can't tell them what to do. Everything that like might come up, I don't think they're gonna, like, we didn't follow exactly our 3-year plan
No, we
because
did not.
things came up that we found more important than what was written in the 3-year plan. That might happen here. So like, I'm open to that.
I'm gonna go to Senator Crowder.
And maybe that's exactly what we do is we write something in, or you write something into the 3-year plan that gives some wiggle room that says, you know, initiatives or whatever, however you want to word it, that you come up with, blah, 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 blah. Just make sure it has a short-term, medium-term, long-term type goal, like a generic one.
Maybe we should explain that though. Does like my position kind of make sense to you?
I totally agree with your position. I'm kind of playing devil's advocate here. But I
Dr.
totally
Cole?
agree.
No, and Ash bring up a good point, and I think one thing to note, because you all unfortunately caught that same exact thing from the previous Senate, that they gave, what was it, like 4 pages?
4
of
pages.
What their goals were.
And 2 different strategies for
And
each goal.
it was definitely one of those things that put you all in a position of, hey, these are the things you should be working on to feel accomplished, or to show that something's working towards it, and yet you all found additional goals and opportunities that were meaningful to you all. It definitely can serve as something to give that direction. Also, truth be told, for the future Senate, any goals that come up that they want to address or new initiatives, they definitely can. We're hopefully moving into a direction that would allow us to actually show tangibly that we are accomplishing certain aspects, because compared to some of our other organizations we work with, their goals have not been as abstract as these have been the last at least 3-ish years.
Vice President Rogers, do you have a follow-up?
No.
Vice Cole?
I just wanted to give one thing that you all could consider to help, because you said that you were kind of struggling with this external one. One thing that would be beneficial based on the conversation that was just had before, you could move some of these short and long-term strategies under those categories around, and you could also include one additional one about bringing in our representatives as a way to build that connection and collaboration for external efforts. I can talk to you about that.
In preparation of not being able to participate in WSG?
Just in general, it'd be beneficial regardless if you participate or not. If you only get to meet with 3 or 4, why not bring in 3 more during the course of the year? It just allows.
Is there any clause in WSG right now that we should not be approaching?
No, because these representatives are ones that make the dictation for our operation. Federal level's a bit different, especially since they serve currently the city of Madison, and they represent districts within there. I think that that's fine. We've also brought them in prior to talk about their work within like supporting tech colleges.
So it would be specifically tailored to the Madison.
That's correct. Very specific to
For the
Madison as a whole and our operation as a college.
Vice President Rogers?
Again, a critique that I'm anticipating you might hear from Student Activities Board. You've done a really good job of tailoring these, saying, if we don't get this information, but still what happens like for that, it's gone now. But in the first one, the first section was dining services. What if dining services decides they really hate us and doesn't meet with us, doesn't give us any information? What can we do then?
I think then the 3-year plan directs the 65th Student Senate to pursue like the problems and solutions, yada, yada, yada. Even if we can't accomplish that goal, I think as long as the Senate is working towards that, and it'll roll over under the next 3-year plan. If, you know, I didn't write any 5-year or 10-year projects into this because they'll have to be rolled over out of this 3-year plan.
That's a question. Any other questions or comments or concerns? Vice President Rogers, you're recognized. Please and thank you.
Sorry, I feel like I'm grilling you here. Some of these seemed, I don't have the example up anymore, so I don't have it fresh in my brain, but it seemed like a few of these examples were spread out into different categories, but for our Senate were the same initiative. And I'm curious what your thought process was behind the organization structure that you chose. I'm not talking about the short versus long, I'm talking about the 3 big ones.
Because it felt, because I felt like I was more pigeonholing the next Senate to do our projects, even if they find something that's more interesting. If I put food affordability prices as one of our goals, and then shit happens. And then like next semester, next year, more important things come up. I wouldn't want them to say, well, we're just gonna have to abandon this goal. I want them to be able to say, no, we're fulfilling. I want them to be able to defend themselves and say, we were fulfilling this goal serving core student needs. The core student needs that were predicted in the 3-year plan are not the ones that have become relevant now.
Great answer.
And the format is just, that's how the
Advisory
format is
vote?
up all there. So every single board will do the same exact thing that we just did. They'll give you the 3 main goals and action steps and all this stuff that I don't know why, but SAB requires it that way. Just to be transparent.
Vice President Rogers, any closing comments?
Did you look at any other 3-year plans in the making of this? Are we on par with what others are doing?
Thought?
That's a great question. No, I didn't reference other organizations' 3-year plans. I glanced at UCG's and I glanced at our previous 3-year plan.
Vice Cole, last comment?
We are. So I can answer from just because I have to look at them every single year. We are on par, and in fact, these goals will actually align more with the other organizations. Like I said before, the abstractness of the previous one really kind of put us out in left field. So we are more on par with what other orgs are doing to be more direct.
Do the other ones have numbers or anything like that?
They do, the Clear Analytics one, heavy because it literally focuses on what it is that they do. So increasing percentage of clicks, continue to improve the quality of writing, increase the number of articles that are written, all of it like that. So they are much more logical in that, but if you looked at UCG's from last time, UCG's is much more about improving and exploring different program opportunities, which is pretty abstract, but also makes sense for their area within the IP.
Thank you very much, Vice President Rogers. I would like to give us a moment to thank Vice President Quinn Mack for the hard work that he has been doing. And we did give our advisor a round of applause for what he's been doing with WSG. So if we can please get. I'll get right to it, folks. That is it. There is no non-business housekeeping that I know of. Any? Hearing none, seeing none. Our announcement. I'll get there. I'm getting there. Our announcement, our next meeting will be February 26, 2026 in room T2 402 at 4:30 PM. And at this moment, I would entertain a motion for adjournment. A motion made by Vice President Rogers, seconded by Vice President Kurtzel. I open it up for discussion in person or online. Seeing none, hearing none, I'm gonna take a vote unanimous consent in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much. So dedication. Proud of yourself.